see how Americans are feeling about the new
I bet
over
they
at the White House.
love it.
The Washington Post ABC News Ipsos poll we were talking about earlier also found a majority of Americans do not support President Trump's ballroom at the White House. 56%
Never
oppose the
saw
project.
that coming.
Only 28% of Americans support that expensive new ballroom. 16% not sure yet.
Can I ask a question, Willie? Who is that 28%?
They love it.
Are these like MAGA people that are like having trouble, like paying their car loans and paying their health care costs? And they're going, oh, I love the idea of the president deciding in the middle of this crisis and government shutdown to tear down half of the White House and put up a Marie Antoinette Memorial Ballroom.
I mean,
who are those 28%?
People ride or dies with Donald Trump.
Ride or
when
die,
the Washington
baby.
Post calls, you say, I'm with him. I'm with him. Independents, by the way, overwhelmingly against the ballroom. 61% of them.
Oh, my God.
Those people vote a lot. They oppose that addition to the White House. So, well, not a huge surprise there, but just now we see it in the numbers.
Yeah, and Sam Stein, I guess the question is, why? With everything that's going on right now, is there no Republican that can go over to the White House and say, Mr. President, you're really not helping matters here?
Well, hold on one second. Let's wait and see what the polls look like after folks see the gold trimmings in the chandeliers. They haven't seen the final product, okay? This is premature.
That is true. That is true. And, maybe if they hold up their insurance premiums to the gold chandelier, maybe they see like a secret message in their lottery numbers. I don't know.
Honestly, this has been kind of mind-blowing to me.
It's mind-blowing.
The metaphor, obviously, of tearing down the White House is one thing, but, the building of a structure that's going to dwarf the White House and to have it financed by the biggest corporations in the world and have it, decked out in gold and dangle the possibility that it's going to be the Donald J. Trump ballroom. I mean, this isn't like genius stuff to realize that this is going to backfire on you. But Susan, you've been writing about East Wing and the White House and sort of the nostalgia that people actually feel for the institution and the building itself. Speak a little bit to that. It's just like voters look at this and they're like, wait a second, they're tearing history away from us.
The pictures of that backhoe were pretty dramatic. Tearing down one side of the White House. Every American who's gone on a White House tour has walked through the East Wing, down that long hallway with the wood paneling and the beautiful portraits. Right. It's something that not just people who go to state dinners have experienced. And it was at odds with what President Trump said this ballroom would be. He said it would be next to the East Wing, not replacing the East Wing. And he depicted it as something that would be a little less dominating than we think it's going to be. The number in that Washington Post poll that interests me the most, Republicans who support the ballroom, 62%. Now, that may sound like a lot, but for asking Republicans if they support something Donald Trump has done, the number to be only 62% is something we haven't seen on any other issue that he's been associated with.
Yeah, and Jonathan, it is important for us to say that the president has denied that he was going to call it the Donald J. Trump
if you believe
ballroom.
that.
But, he also said he was not going to touch the existing structure. I want to show those numbers again of independents, because, again, all of this, we're doing this for a reason. All of this meshes together. Whether you're a New Jersey voter, whether you're a Virginia voter, whether you're voting out in California, whether you're a New York voter, you look at these independents, only 17%. You just don't see numbers this low. Support the president, just completely obliterating the East Wing of the White House. And again, history there, incredible history in the East Wing, but obliterating it. And then, the proposed grand golden lined ballroom, the tone may be a little off.
Yeah, as we have, President Trump has a challenging relationship with the truth. But I would argue that perhaps one of his biggest lies ever would be that he would not name the ballroom after himself. In fact, we reported in the last week or so that he's already talking about what kind of gold font might use for the Donald J. Trump ballroom.
Yeah.
But no, it's the timing of this is everything else. It's to do it in the middle of a shutdown, to lie, to deceive the people about the nature of the project and the scope of it, to just tear it down. And first of all, as costs still high, inflation's still up, and as the government is shut down, and to do this and to provide Democrats with literally an on-the-nose metaphor of what you're doing as president by tearing down half of the people's house. And if there might have been a way. There have been projects at the White House before. Yeah. You go through the process, you take time, you bring in experts. Okay, maybe, but that's not at all what happened here.
Well,
he just went full
and there are people that are saying, if he had done it the right way, if he had talked to others, there would be a lot of people who say, you know what? Maybe it's a good idea when the president of France comes over that we don't take him out and have to set up a tent to have a state dinner. He could have gotten support for this. He actually could have gotten support if he had done something that he doesn't like doing. That is actually work with other people and set up a ballroom that's not grotesquely out of proportion with the rest of the White House, and to keep the East Wing where it is. This could have easily been done. You just didn't do it that way, Willie. And again, it's all about timing. You look at the government shutdown, of course. You look at the right track, wrong track numbers. I mean, they're really bad and upside down for the president. And you look at the president's standing on the economy, it's lower than it's ever been, like first term or second term. If you look at the 5 polls that came out this past week, I think they average, in the mid to high 30s. Yeah. So the wrong time to be tearing down the East Wing of the White House and proposing the grand ballroom that many people believe will be the Donald J. Trump grand ballroom.
And no average American will ever see the inside of that ballroom. No average American will sit on that new Mar-a-Lago style patio that was the Rose Garden. He's creating a country club for the wealthy and rich donors to come and visit him. Another concerning number for this White House this week, new numbers among young voters. They've made some progress. They got young men to come support him. Young people in this country, it is a struggle. We don't talk about it enough. It's hard to find a job, first of all. You can't buy a house until you're 40 years old or whatever the average age is now. There's real struggle, and young people don't see a government that's helping them get through that. So,
no doubt.
A lot of